Well, finally, we've got some good basketball on tap, I think, in terms of entertaining basketball to watch. Not like that Boston-Philadelphia series. My God, was that a snoozer. Tonight, game one of the Western Conference Finals, San Antonio hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder, a 5.5-point dog as I do this video report here early on Sunday morning. Of course, San Antonio's won 18 in a row, 14 of those 18 by double-digit margins. Which way to go? I've got my free pick and my complete breakdown on the contest coming up in just a moment, plus a money-saving discount coupon code that'll save you $15 off a single purchase for your Sunday card. All that and more coming up, plus who's hot and who's not, and I am definitely in the latter of those two categories as well. You'll have to excuse the lousy quality of the video today. Unfortunately, there's two problems here. I'm a big Marriott fan, stay in Marriotts across the country nonstop, little Platinum Club member, blah, blah, blah. But I got to tell you something. This canary yellow paint, it is not conducive for doing a great video report, especially when you don't have a lot of dark-colored shirts with you. You can't wear yellow in front of this, can't wear beige, can't wear white. That's for darn sure. Looks like I said, it looks like a bad 80s video I'm actually appearing in right now. The other thing is, I'm all for conserving energy. I'm all for protecting our environment. But please, these money-saving, energy-efficient light bulbs that you now find in all your hotel rooms, give me a good old-fashioned fluorescent light bulb from Walmart, please, so I can plug into these things. Because that yellow tinge, yellow wall, yellow tinge, this is the closest I've had a tan in years. But anyway, let's get busy, guys. Talk about who's hot. Who am I going to talk about? You know. Anthony Redd, Craig Davis. Craig Davis, Anthony Redd. Day in, day out. Anthony Redd, last night, 60-time winner, number 3 in a row. The Celtics coming through in Game 7 against Philadelphia. Today, winning day number 9 of 11. But what makes this so big? It's only the 6th ever 100-dime NBA play of his career. But more importantly, it is his 5th consecutive 100-dime basketball winner, 5th in a row. Your Oklahoma City San Antonio side. Guys, he's had one other 100-dime play in the NBA all season. It was the San Antonio Spurs, a 2.5 to 3-point underdog at the LA Clippers back on February 18th. They won the game outright. The other 100-dime college basketball plays that I was talking about, Notre Dame outright over UConn as a road dog back on January 29th. Louisiana Tech outright over Nevada on March 9th. Florida State outright over North Carolina in the ACC Championship game back on March 11th. Four straight 100-dime basketball releases. They've all been winners. They've all been underdogs. Now, is he on the doggy tonight getting 5.5 points, or is he on the rested home team that's won 18 in a row, 14 of them by double-digit margins? That is the question. Anthony Redd, winning day number 9 out of 11, the 6th ever 100-dime NBA play of his career, only the 2nd this entire season, and his 5th consecutive 100-dime basketball release, obviously bigger than last night's 60-dime winner on the Celtics. As for Craig Davis, Craig last night cashing in, of course, after completing that 6-0 sweep in the Indiana-Miami series. Had a 40-dime winner last night on the Celtics. Today, playoff winner number 10 out of 13. Winning day number 11 out of 14 overall. But he's not on the side tonight. He feels the best bet in tonight's game is the total, and it's his Western Conference total of the year. It is a 30-dime play, every bit as strong as his 30-dime winner when he had Indiana in that blowout win at home in game number 3 against Miami about a week ago. That is what Craig Davis has going for him. FYI, past 13 days for Craig Davis, $10 better, has won $3,280. Derek Mancini, his bread and butter plays, 40-dime releases, 40-dime NBA winner number 16 out of 18, guys. 16 out of 18 going today on the Thunder and Spurs. He's won 12 of the last 13 of these plays in the NBA since the beginning of April. That's how hot he is. Jeff Benton, 100-dime winner number 7 out of 9 and 10 out of 13 overall. Thunder and Spurs, his most recent 100-dime play. Philadelphia, 2-point favorite, getting the win against Boston in game number 4. And, of course, Jeff finished the college basketball season on a 9-1 run with college basketball 100-dime releases, capping that with, of course, Kentucky over Kansas in the national title game. So those are among the hot handicappers here at the site. Your money saving discount coupon code, guys, is going to be 15 Western. 15 Western. 15 Western. Western, like Western Conference Finals. 15 Western. That will save you $15 off a single purchase today. 15 Western. Put it all together, no space between 15 and the word Western, Western. Before we get to your free pick, as for me, I have come out with back-to-back 15-dime run line releases in baseball. And the only positive that I can take from those consecutive losses the past 2 days is that my 15-dime release on Friday night, the Boston Red Sox, well, hell, they were down 7-1 after 4 innings. My 15-dime run line say that 3 times quickly. Run line release yesterday on the Texas Rangers. Well, hell, I had to wait till extra innings till I lost that game. At least it was competitive and made me interested the whole game long. I've lost 4 straight days. It's not 14, it's not 40, but it's still 4 straight days. And that's just not going to cut it. I mean, a week ago, everything was rolling. Now it's 4 straight losing days. But bottom line is, I think today I'm going to have to come out with my first ever 14,000 dime release to get back on track to save the winning week. Yeah, it ain't going to happen. Listen, guys, I got myself buried here recently. One day at a time, I'm going to get myself back on track. One day at a time as well. Quick story for you. Memorial Day weekend has a special significance in terms of betting for me. Back in 1988, baseball's always been my best sport. 1988, I had won 84, 85, 86, 87 in baseball. Great years. I wasn't in this business, but I was just betting like crazy. And those are the days where if there were 15 games, I'd find a way to bet 16 sides, okay? I mean, I was betting like you wouldn't believe. I happened to be working as a reporter at the time, and I happened to be working with this other guy who, for a couple of years, we were kind of, betting buddies. I mean, we kind of look at the games together. We put our money in, we pool it. We were going nuts, just crazy. I mean, we should have been accountants working for H&R Block because our ledger sheets were so long with the bookmaker. Danny, who happened to be outside of Philadelphia, a former principal, high school principal, who found it much more lucrative booking than educational pursuits. So anyway, my friend, he had this brilliant idea. The first 5-6 weeks of the baseball season, first 6 weeks of the season had won the first 5 weeks. And, again, I'm betting 5, 6, 7, 8 games a night. Have a nice little bankroll. He's not betting as much as me, but he has this brilliant idea, and I don't know what possesses me to listen to this guy and this brilliant idea he has. But he says, why don't we pick 5 or 6 teams and just double up on them because they're not going to lose every single game. And this is going into Memorial Day weekend. And I thought for a second, well, this makes logic, makes sense. Got a bankroll. What's the chances of these teams losing every single game over the course of the week? And at that time, you had lower odds because you didn't have these overwhelming favorites that I've talked to you about in the past. So we picked some of those teams. I remember it was like the Astros, the Brewers, the Braves, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Detroit Tigers. Took all these teams, had 6 of them total. 5 of them that week lost 5 or more consecutive games. I mean, it was the most incredible thing I've ever run into in my entire life. I didn't even make it to Memorial Day Monday. On this day, the Sunday prior to Memorial Day, that was it. I had to go into gambler's rehab because, I had given back all the money I had won the previous 5 weeks, and I was so far down. And let me just put this in perspective. Way back then, I was making like $22,000 a year as a reporter, okay? Well, by Tuesday, payoff day, I'm taking a cash advance on my visa to take care of me and my friend money to pay him off, and that was it. I had to go into gambling rehab, literally, for about 6-7 weeks until I could start betting again. And I learned an important lesson. A, never play the double up theory again because it's just one of the most asinine things and whatever possessed me to do it in the first place. And B, next time somebody comes up with me and says, hey, I got a brilliant idea how to make money gambling, it's like, no, please. I'll go with my own intuition because I may not win all the time. I may lose. Obviously, there's no guarantees in gambling, but I can live with that myself, knowing that I at least was the guy who designed the strategy because I had that much confidence that ultimately, over the long haul, I will turn a profit. But anyway, that's your gambling story for the day, and I hope you do have a nice Memorial Day weekend. Let's get to the NBA game here tonight. Listen, a 5.5 point number. I think that's a very fair price tonight for San Antonio. What I'd like here are a couple of things for the Spurs. One, well-rested team. Well-rested during the regular season. Love how Greg Popovich kept resting his veterans. Didn't matter if the Spurs had won 9 straight games. He was going to take the big 3 out and rest them. And they disposed of their first 2 opponents in the postseason with ease, getting 4-game sweeps. Oklahoma City was extended a couple of times by Dallas in round number 1, then was extended, obviously, by the Lakers in round number 2. This Oklahoma City team obviously has a lot of talent. They have their own big 3 with Durant, Westbrook, and James Harden. And hell, that trio accounted for almost 69% of their points so far here in the postseason. But the Spurs are the better team. They are the deeper team. They have more scoring balance. They have better bench strength as well. You think about the Spurs, and sure, you think about Duncan, you think about Tony Parker, etc. But then you have to go to the bench. Look at what Popovich can turn to. He's got Gary Neal there. He's got Steven Jackson there. He's got Splitter there. I mean, those guys are veteran performers that have given them valuable minutes and contributions off the bench, over and above what Manu Ginobili has given them as well. And Ginobili really has been struggling a little bit with his outside shot so far in the postseason. Obviously, I think the key matchup in this series is going to be at the point guard position. You've got Tony Parker coming on against Russell Westbrook. Listen, Westbrook abused 2 point guards in the first 2 rounds, an aging Jason Kidd and an overmatched Ramon Sessions of the Lakers. He's not going to overmatch Tony Parker, who's averaged 20 points a game in his last 13 against Oklahoma City. Also, keep in mind, even though Westbrook is coming off a career-high 47.2% shooting percentage in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, which he's averaged 24.1 points, this guy is a turnover machine. He is not a classic point guard. He is a scorer. Tony Parker is a classic point guard. Where the Spurs are going to be most effective, I think, in this contest is their ability to shoot the threes, because the Thunder, one of the worst teams in the NBA at defending the pick and roll. It's what the Spurs do best, better than anybody else. Really, Parker, Duncan, and the Spurs run the pick and roll better than anybody has done it in the NBA, I think, since the Jazz were at their peak with Stockton and Malone. And when Parker's driving the lane, and then on the kickback for the open 3-pointers, that's what makes the Spurs so dangerous. Do you know in the last 6 games in the series, the Spurs have attempted a 111 3-pointers against the Thunder? They've hit 50% of them. I mean, that's a phenomenal number of shots attempted and a phenomenal number of completions as well. Again, you've got Duncan rested, and you saw how good of the first 2 rounds of the playoffs he's had, averaging nearly 18.5 points a game so far and almost 10 rebounds. I think it's actually like 17.5 and 9 rebounds so far. Yes, you do have Westbrook, Durant, and Harden. But after that, where are the Spurs going to, or the Thunder going to get any bench production? Derek Fisher, averaging 6 points a game in the postseason? That's pretty much it. What they need is like the guys like Serge Ibaka to come up with some big games, Kendrick Perkins to come up with some big games. I just don't think so. I think the Spurs realize the importance of putting the hammer down in Game 1 of the series to dictate the pace. I think the Spurs having the home court advantage makes all the world of difference here in Game number 1. Why am I giving this pick to you for free? My strategy has always been, I like to see how Game 1 of a series plays out before making plays on individual contests in the series going further. That's why I'm going with the Spurs today. If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd say it was a 4-star play on San Antonio. I really do like San Antonio today. So that'll be the free pick. Good luck, guys, and I will catch you again on Monday.